There's nothing better than sitting, throwing your line, and opening a cold one on a Friday afternoon. But what do you do when it's raining? Or worse, snowing? How do you get your fill of fishing? Fishing games are plenty on the market, maybe as much as there are fishes in the sea. But there's a way to know if a game is worth getting and how long you'll be playing it. What counts here is not the game, in fact, it's the player. If at the mention of fishing in a game, you go all excited and you tell me that you caught the biggest red snapper ever in AC New Leaf, well, you already have some experience in timing and competition. And that's good, that's half of the job. But if, when asked about fishing in a game, you start by asking me what sort of bait, rod, and location we're talking about, then you might be a real fisher, and you may even enjoy fishing sims on your non-fishing free time. While some games like Carp Fishing Simulator are what comes the closest to the real deal, its mobile counterparts are usually falling into the gadget category. If you're a fan of shiny fishes with unrealistic colors, that's fine, but that's far from the best experience you could get. One of the games which hooked me was Big Fish King. If the name doesn't ring a bell, you'll quickly realize that the game was made by someone who knows a few things about fishing. So sit down with me, take a barley pop, and let's see together what the game has to offer. Big Fish King is no different from your basic fishing simulator when it comes to the UI at least. You have a map, including different locations. Those locations are marked with a certain level of difficulty and you won't be able to access them if you're not ready. Sounds fair. While the locations get harder, the fishes get more interesting, but this also means you will need to become a better fisher. But what does becoming a better fisherman mean? This game has a precise idea of it and I'll tell you what it is. Big Fish King has an eco point system, and I'm pretty sure that's something you won't have anywhere else. So what does this system do? Every time you catch a fish, you'll get 3 choices. We get the usual sell function, which will give you a few coins, or you get the put in tank function, which is basically a way to say you want to keep your trophies. The third option though is release. This action will give you eco points and can be used in a special store we will cover later. One other aspect, which in my opinion is much more eco, is that while you arrive on your fishing spot, you will have the terrible surprise to find rubbish floating in the water. Yes, those things happen in real life, and while I hope you will naturally get the reflex to clean the mess, the developers are also rewarding you in eco points for doing so. Talk about education in games. So once you're done cleaning your fishing area, you get to what the game is all about, catching those monsters and measuring them. You will start with 2 fishing rod holders, which tells you everything you need to know about the game. You will wait. The background is relaxing. You will also fish to the sound of nature, and you will take your time to decide which equipment you want to use. Don't wait too much though, or you might switch to the night cycle and what am I saying? This is even better. Day and night fishing cycles will affect the fishes you catch and the equipment you use. This game really talks to the fisher at heart. I personally never fished at night, I'm too scared to do it, but god damn it, it does look cool. The fishing part itself is pretty simple. You fight against the fish, exhaust him, and put him out of the water. Depending on your equipment, the fight can get easier. Now, what does the shop looks like? To be frank, the game is still worked on and the shop doesn't look like a giant fishing bazaar. But you know what? All the best. Because quite frankly, what they propose is already more than enough. The basic store offers items which can be bought with coins, which you get when you sell your fishes. The eco store, on the other hand, gets you much better items, and you know what you paid with? That's right, your eco points. The game really does incentivize you for being a nice human, and I just love it. A third store is available and works with real money, but to be frank, knowing how patient fishers are, you probably won't need any kind of boost right away. Daily missions will help you gathering more currencies, and you'll also have the opportunity to build your own equipment. That's pretty much what makes Big Fish king. While many other parts of the game revolve around competitive aspects, the core is right here. You, the rod, and Mother Nature. The game is overall extremely relaxing and is, in my opinion, worth giving a cast. It's very much made for fishers, but it's still simple enough to be enjoyed by casual players. That's it for a review of Big Fish King. It may not be open on all the stores as the game is still worked on, but keep an eye on the floater for more news regarding it. And don't forget to keep our planet clean. See ya!